I'm Mwesa Ntaris, a teacher of one among of your beloved subjects, that is civic and moral education. So we proceed in chapter 7 as the continuation of our learning. So in chapter 7 we'll focus much on being responsible. So being responsible, we have to start with the introduction of this chapter, so as to determine key important or the important areas which we have to concentrate much. The introduction of this chapter is as follows. In this chapter, you will learn about readiness to take responsibilities and the importance of fulfilling your responsibilities. So, on this chapter, we are going to see the importances. Also, the first of all is readiness, the willingness. Readiness, you are ready to take your responsibilities. Also, the importance of fulfilling your responsibilities. So if you are ready to take your responsibilities, what are the importances which you may get when we will fulfill our responsibilities? Also, you will also learn about good governance, the importance of obeying law to ensure good governance. Also, we'll start a little bit about good governance. What does it mean when you are talking about good governance? Also, the importance of obeying the laws. That's why we know that every place or wherever you are, there are several principles or laws that govern you. So what are the importances of obeying these laws or principles or regulations or and among others which guide us? So that is a short introduction about our chapter. Taking responsibilities. We will start looking the meaning of responsibilities. What is responsibilities? Responsibilities are duties that people must do. So when I'm talking about responsibilities, are duties as a different roles which people must do it. Being responsible should be voluntary. One should not be forced to fall. So in Kiswahili there is a known saying which most of Tanzanians or most of Swahili speakers say, that is ti sheria bila shuruti. Ti sheria bila shuruti. Even lawyers they use this. Also, that is the meaning of this. That's the deep meaning of these words or these few sentences. So you have to volunteer yourself. So you have to surrender yourself. Don't assume as you are under. Don't assume as you are up the law. Most of us, all of us, we are under the law. So don't be forced so as to observe or to be responsible to follow the rules or our law. So that is the meaning of responsibilities and the rules of responsibilities and among others. So look at the picture here. First of all, also you have to ask yourself, are you responsible? If you are a student, if you are a pupil, I think even at the school we have several laws that guide us as teachers, as students. So if there are a lot of them, you have to ask yourself, are you responsible? Are you volunteering yourself to follow several principles or rules or school rules and among others? So that is also you have to ask yourself. If you do so, I think you will be considered as a responsible one. Also, another issue is readiness to take responsibilities and advice. Readiness is a state of being willing or prepared to do something. So readiness, you are ready to do each and everything. Everything which you will be told to do or to say, you are ready to do that. By considering that something which you are supposed to do is legally accepted, or is culturally accepted, or is morally accepted, you must do it. So you have to be ready to do each and everything which is supposed to do where you are. It can be at your school, at your home, or in your national and among areas, or in several scenarios when I will be engaged off. So that is readiness of being responsible. So after looking the meaning of responsibilities, there is environmental conservation. This is another issue. A pupil who is ready to take responsibilities implements them quickly, willingly, and efficiently. So if you are a pupil who is already to do or to take your responsibilities, so you're gonna be to be implement or an implement of doing or performing your responsibilities quickly, willingly, without being any kind of force or power, efficiently. So you conduct it in a right way. That's why you are already to do that. That's why your readiness can make that to be efficiently. And that also Swahili speakers they say that hiari yashinda utumwa. So if you can be if you will be ready to do, you're gonna be do it efficiently, willingly, and quickly due to readiness which you have. So also we have to discuss about several issues which are being concerned. So you have to read this passage as passed here, so as to tackle the questions that will fall after this passage. That is as appear here. The first question is, which acts show that the girls were ready to fulfill their responsibility? So if you have read, I think you can answer this question and others as appear here. Also, another issue is good governance in the school. So you have to think yourself, what the meaning of good governance? Good governance Good governance is a system in which readers fulfill their duties by observing human rights and agreed rules and procedures. So when we're talking about good governance, is a system which leaders fulfill their responsibilities or fulfill their duties. When they will fulfill their duties, they will consider, or they must consider, two things. That's the first one is human rights. So yes, you are performing your duties, but when you will perform your duties, you have to observe the human rights. That's why there are some issues, or there are some scenarios when you implement your duties, maybe you can violate human rights. So you have to be very careful. When you will observe, or when you will conduct your responsibilities or your duties, you should make sure that you will not violate human rights. Also, you should agree, you should follow agreed rules and procedures. So don't perform your responsibilities out of your agreed rules or procedures. So you have to work in two scenarios, that is agreed rules or procedures. So these agreed rules and the procedures will guide you to perform or to conduct your, or to fulfill your duties or responsibilities. So that is some explanations which try to show good governance at the school. Also, you may read that passage so as to answer these questions as appear here. I briefly describe King Kazimoto's leadership in his Kijito kingdom. So if you have read, I think you can answer those questions. What disease did King Kazimoto contract? So also you can do these areas. Also the last one, the last important issue in this chapter is obeying the law. Obeying the law. Obeying the law. What's the meaning of obeying the law? Or what does it mean when we say obeying the law? Obeying the law we'll start with obeying. Obeying the law means self-discipline in observing rules, regulations, and the procedures. It is one of the basic principles of democracy. It facilitates the monitoring activities in a systematic and civilized way. Obeying the law is very important. So when you're talking about obeying the law, it simply means that self-discipline, which you are supposed to have when you will observe rules, regulations, and procedures. Also, if you will obey the law, also you can be considered as you are trying to do democratic or democratic things, vitu vya demokrasia. So that is another issue which is considered mostly in any democratic leadership. So also you can read this conversation or these explanations here so as to answer the questions that will follow at the end of each of this passage. Also there is a dialogue here also which you are supposed to read so as to answer the questions as they appear here. Is Johnny obeying the school rules, and why? So if you have read, I think you can answer these questions. So that is these are the explanations which try to pinpoint the explanation about what we have discussed. So you have to answer these questions as they appear here. These are the questions which you have to answer as appear. What will happen if the school rules is ignored? So these are the questions which you have to do or perform yourself as a responsible student. That's why this is another part which show the responsible pupil. Thank you for listening to me. See you once again on another session. I think there are a lot of things which you learn. So proceed following us so as to continue with our